Hey 49er fans, this video is brought to you guys by Manscaped. Go to manscaped.com/49ers to get 20% off your first order plus free shipping. Again, manscaped.com/49ers. All right, let's go and jump into the latest 49ers news and rumors with training camp in full swing. We knew injuries were going to happen, and unfortunately, we have to start with the worst possible news that really could come out of 49ers training camp today. And that is Jalen Hurd. The Jalen Hurd injury news is not good. You probably heard that he left practice yesterday with a minor injury. Well, that has been upgraded to potentially a major injury. So again, yesterday he went down with what appeared to be a foot or a leg injury, but he was able to get up and walk off under his own power. And a lot of people said, minor, not a problem, he's going to be okay. The problem is that he's going to go and have an MRI this morning. They have not announced any sort of official news, at least at the time of filming this here on Monday morning, so that could change this afternoon. But the report is they fear it might be a torn ACL. So hold your breath right now for Jalen Hurd, but this is very, very bad news. It's brutal news and not good for the 49ers in terms of the offense, the wide receiver core, and just the overall outlook of Jalen Hurd's career. So here was Matthew Barrows from The Athletic, his first tweet regarding yesterday, which didn't seem to be that bad, right? Quote, Jalen Hurd went to the ground while working individually on the side of the field. With strength coach, he was on the ground for a few minutes, got up slowly, and walked off under his own power. We'll update when there's more information. So it's like, okay, he walked off underneath his own power, not a big deal. However, the latest tweet from Mike Garafolo's tweet out of the NFL Network came today and said, quote, Hashtag 49ers wide receiver Jalen Hurd is undergoing an MRI this morning after suffering what's believed to be a major knee injury in practice yesterday. Sources told me and at Rap Sheet, who's Ian Rappaport. The fear is the test will reveal a torn ACL. Test will tell full story. So he's probably had the test. They probably know internally what has happened right now with Jalen Hurd. And let me just say this again. You might be watching this tomorrow, which could be Tuesday or Monday evening, Monday night, and the official news is out there. But right now, as what we know, is that it looks like it's going to be a torn ACL, which again is brutal for a 49ers wide receiver depth chart that is just obliterated already with injuries. There's no Deebo Sameul, there's no Richie James Jr. The 49ers are having to figure out who the heck's going to even play wide receiver week one. It's like, is Brandon Ayuk going to be the number one wide receiver going into the start of the 2020 NFL season? The big problem here is the potential of Jalen Hurd. Now, Hurd, of course, a former running back. He played wide receiver at Baylor. He had the back injury last year, and all I've talked about this offseason is how excited I was to see Jalen Hurd in a 49ers uniform officially for the first time in terms of on the field in week one because of the potential that he brings. He was fantastic at Baylor. Warranted a third-round draft pick, and the 49ers have said for weeks and weeks and weeks he's going to be a key asset in the 49er passing game. If he's done with an ACL, I mean, goodness gracious, it's going to take, 3 years to even see him play in one regular season game? It's brutal news, it's terrible news, and I'm devastated right now for Jalen Hurd. Give me your one-word reaction to the Hurd injury news in the comment section down below. There's a pinned comment. I want a one-word reaction. Me, it's devastated. Devastated is my one-word reaction, but let me know what you guys think in the pinned comment down below. And of course, be subscribed to 49ers Report just because this is what happens at camp, and we try to give you guys up to date with all the latest stories, the news, the rumors, the official reports, and everything. It's all here on the 49ers Report, and we're like 23 subs away from having 27,000 subscribers. So 23 more of you guys who watch this and are not subscribed, go subscribe now on the red subscribe button down below. That way, we get to 27,000 subs, and you have the best 49ers coverage here for really every single day, but for really the entire training camp period. Okay, moving on to some decent news, I guess you could say, in terms of the wide receivers. So, nightmare situation with Jalen Hurd, better news with Deebo Sameul. So, listen, all I've heard is that he's expected to miss multiple games to start the NFL season. That might still be true, although head coach Kyle Shanahan told the media he has not ruled him out for week one yet. Although the indications in bringing in more wide receiver help, and obviously with Jalen Hurd going down, I think shows that he's probably going to miss more than or he'll probably miss a couple of games to start the NFL season. But the fact that Shanahan has not ruled him out for week one is very good news, although I again doubt he's going to be ready for week one. Here's what Shanahan said, quote, the way I kind of see it in my mind, I think we're hoping for week one, but not counting on it. But I think that's kind of the area that these injuries usually heal by. But a lot of it has to do with are you ready to play? It's fully healed by that time. Are you in football shape? We go on to that. Speaking of football shape, our sponsor is Manscaped for this video. Manscaped.com/49ers get you 20% off and free shipping on your entire order, where you can guys get the Weed Whacker, which is, in my opinion, the best ear and nose hair trimmer on the entire market. It takes like 4 or 5 seconds, cleans you up. No cutting, no trimming, no poking. It's just nice and easy in terms of up, done. No worries about the Weed Whacker. Is absolutely fantastic. And also, the Shears 2.0 is this luxury nail kit that lets you guys keep your fingernails all trimmed up. They sent me that a couple of weeks ago. I've been using it every single week. It is absolutely fantastic. All of this and more, 20% off and free shipping at manscaped.com/49ers. Link is down below in the description box. So, this whole idea of Deebo ready for week 1, Deebo not ready for week 1. Kyle Shanahan says he might be. Doctors say he might not be. I think the latest roster moves are going to tell you everything you need to know regarding Deebo Sameul being ready week 1. They signed Tavon Austin. They've signed J.J. Nelson. They've waived Chris Thompson for an injury-related waiving during the training camp period. And they also recently are looking to sign Jaron Brown, as well. Those are 3 wide receivers that are going to be new additions to the 49ers as of the past 7 days, right? So again, we talked about Tavon Austin being an option. J.J. Nelson kind of snuck out of nowhere, and Jaron Brown is also kind of a guy that not a lot of people recognize. But the deal here is that these are former wide receivers that had a lot of potential, but never really blossomed into anything special. You see J.J. Nelson's numbers, right? The past couple of seasons, 11 catches total each of the last 2 years, but still showed some flashes there in 2017 and 2016 with the Arizona Cardinals, much like with Tavon Austin, right? He was a high draft pick, had some decent numbers in 2016, but since then with Dallas and the Rams has done absolutely nothing. But these are new additions that need to be noted and need to be looked at during training camp, because if Deebo's out, if Hurd's out with extensive period of time, if Richie James Jr. is not there, your wide receivers are currently literally going to be Brandon Ayuk and Kendrick Bourne as the number 2 wide receiver. So these guys, in terms of J.J. Nelson and Tavon Austin, guys who should not have been starters, would not really be competing for a starting spot after being signed, are going to be thrust into potential starting roles. And so we got to keep an eye on how well they perform once they go through the quarantine process and then get on the football field at 49ers training camp. Is there one you're more excited about than the other one? Are you more excited for Nelson or Tavon Austin? Type N down below for Nelson, type 8 down below for Austin. I'm more excited for Austin because of the explosive plays. Although let me just say this, there's a reason why these guys were signed for so cheap and so late in the season. Don't expect fireworks from either one of them. Good depth to add, especially when the wide receiver group is reeling with injuries as it is right now. Just a brutal day of news. It's terrible. The other news, which is not good either, is that Trent Williams apparently posted a video on his Instagram of him doing 125 miles per hour in his Ferrari on a freeway. Kyle Shanahan told us this when he was asked about it by the media, I think yesterday, and was basically kind of caught off guard in terms of the fact that he had not seen the video yet and had not spoken to Trent Williams. It's like, guys, can we just be smart about this? If you are doing something illegal, whether it's speeding or something terrible, doing drugs or whatever, either way, if it's illegal, 1, don't do it, and 2, don't post it on your Instagram. Now, Trent Williams has said it wasn't him in the video. I have not seen the video. It's been taken down. It looked like him, according to some reports. It's just a bad situation overall. Here's Shanahan on Trent Williams saying, quote, "I haven't addressed it with him yet. Didn't really find out about it until I prepared to come in here. I think my concerns about that would be the same as anyone else who understands what can't happen when you drive that fast. Puts everyone out there at risk and puts yourself at risk, so I'll ask Trent about it. I've been told that he said it was his brother and not him. I'll ask Trent myself and find out, but regardless of that, it's nothing anyone should do on this planet unless you're in a NASCAR race," which is probably a funny quote, but a true quote overall, right? 125. Yeah, it's a Ferrari. It's supposed to go fast, but just be... Training camp is here. You're going to be the left tackle of the 49ers. There's no need to get into a car accident to hurt somebody else. Heck, even get a speeding ticket. Even making the news is a bad idea right now in training camp, so let's just be a little bit smarter overall if you're Trent Williams, who, of course, is going to be the starting left tackle on what is a revitalized, revamped, and even better starting defense or offensive lineman than what we've seen in San Francisco even as early as last season. I'm very excited to see what he can do as long as he, calms down in the Ferrari, maybe go to a track instead of just blasting away on the freeway, 125 miles per hour. I've never gotten a speeding ticket, but that would be a very expensive speeding ticket overall. Okay, that's the latest news. Now, here's how it works. Again, if you're subscribed, we update you guys on 49ers stuff every single day. Like tomorrow's video, we'll be talking about winners and losers from the first couple of weeks of training camp. Who's looked good, who's looked bad. It'll be very important insight as to which wide receivers look good, which defensive players look good. We're going to cover that all down. But the big news to keep an eye on, again, regardless of whether this comes out or not, Jalen Hurd's injury, it looks like it's probably going to be a torn ACL. No official word yet from San Francisco. We expect that, if not today, tomorrow. But I would not be surprised if we get the bad news on Jalen Hurd. I'm bracing for the worst right now, but holding my breath, saying my prayers for Jalen Hurd. Hopefully, Kyle Shanahan is right about Deebo Sameul returning early. And then finally, as long as Trent Williams slows down his car, I think he's going to be just fine there as the starting left tackle for the 49ers. There you go, though. All the time we have for today here on is a very... I think, upsetting and disappointing Monday here for the 49ers report. We'll keep an eye on, fingers crossed. We'll have you guys updated for the latest news as we always do here on the channel. That way you guys can have the best coverage of the 49ers day in and day out. That's what I'm here for, to provide you with the best content possible. All time we have for today here on the 49ers report. I am Thomas Mott, your host, signing off. Hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day. Stay safe out there and stay tuned for more 49er training camp news and updates right here on the 49ers report.